show appears many times to be an arm of the White House.
Joining me now, political reporter for The Washington Post, Eugene Scott, and former TV guide, critic, and blogger, Jeff Jarvis. Jeff, you pay a lot of attention to cable news. And we've all suspected or talked about the relationship Donald Trump has had with Fox News a lot in the past 2 years, and the way Trump seems to tweet alongside whatever Fox and Friends segment might be on every morning. And there's been suspicions that Fox might be setting his policy more than he is. After all, the shutdown was prompted because some Fox News hosts weren't happy with him conceding on the wall. But Jane Mayer really lays it out point by point and exposes what's been going on behind the scenes since Roger Ailes left.
It's gotten worse, no question, but Rupert Murdoch has been a malign influence on American democracy for a few decades now. I've watched Fox News brainwash members of my family. It's a terrible, terrible influence. We in journalism aren't policing our own ranks. We're not covering the story. We're not talking about what Fox News is doing to journalism and to the country sufficiently. So I'm delighted for Jane Mayer's piece here. It's important to talk about this. I think we've got to kick Fox News out of the journalistic fraternity. At the same time, however, it's the only conservative outlet in America. We have to invest in more new, responsible, fact-based, journalistic, conservative media outlets. I say that as a liberal because there's only one outlet there, and it's Trump's marionette string plucker. And we have to do something else.
The ones that are not aligned with the president are going out of business. Look what happened to the Weekly Standard.
But that really didn't so much go out of business as be taken out of business. You now have Charlie Sykes here on MSNBC starting the Bulwark. There's another conservative outlet coming. I think we have to invest in more. I saw a poll recently on Gallup that said that Fox News was the most respected, most trusted outlet in American news. Well, it's frightening but there's only one Fox News conservative side and everything else is liberal, and we're liberal. And I'm fine with that. But we've got to find some competition with that worldview for that part of the world.
Jane Mayer, though, also writes, Eugene, that this for Rupert Murdoch wasn't necessarily about presenting a conservative point of view, that he was going for a fear-based point of view, that if he targeted a certain section of the population here in America, he could manipulate them with fear tactics by scaring them on all sorts of policies.
Absolutely. One thing Murdoch was aware of was that there was a population in the United States that was very similar to the populations in England and Australia, where he already had conservative news organizations or media outlets that was not being served. And so he noticed that the fear was already there. He just took advantage of that because he realized how profitable it would be. And we see how well Fox News is doing. And Trump was also aware of this and just played into these anxieties, be they cultural or economic. And it was a symbiotic relationship that we know started way before Donald Trump expressed interest in going to the White House. His political career, one could say, began with these weekly appearances on Fox and Friends, talking about all types of policy issues that weren't really rooted in facts, but resonated with the people who eventually. Yeah, absolutely. Birtherism being one of the main ideas that he propagated when he moved into cable television. And I think what we have research that shows that those appearances where Donald Trump made a presence on Fox News did really well. And so I think Murdoch just wanted to keep that going because at the end of the day, he's a businessman.
That's what created his base. Jerry Connolly was on the show at the top of the hour, Eugene, member of House Democrats. And he said part of the reason why the bar has become so much higher for impeachment today is because Donald Trump has an outlet like Fox News protecting him.
Absolutely. I think one thing many people thought were that some of these Fox News only viewers were just ignoring some of the main stories that are coming out in other media outlets, bringing critical examination to the Trump administration. But we now know they may not even be getting those stories at all. And it's not just Fox News. There are other conservative media outlets as well. And when I speak with conservatives in red states, when I'm doing reporting, there are ideas and stories and just topics that I'll mention that they weren't even aware of because they live in a silo.
What can you count on for unbiased reporting right now at Fox News? I know a lot of the reporters there, and they do really good work, and they are fair reporters. But the lines are being blurred between where that reporting goes and where it lives and the rest of the network.
Well, it's not just that you have some people like Shep Smith there who are decent, fine, but they all get beschmutzed because of what Hannity does every night and because of the agenda of, according to Jane Mayer, of killing stories on behalf of Trump. There
was an allegation that a reporter there had the Stormy Daniels story a year before everybody else.
Exactly, and didn't do it. So it's not just that, oh, yes, there's a few decent journalists there. That doesn't cover for the ills that exist. You know, I think Eugene's quite right that we don't really have a sense of what a large chunk of America sees. I don't watch Fox News all the time. And so I think we have to I want to see MSNBC have a segment every day that says, we watch Fox News so you don't have to. We tell you what they are covering and how, and we tell you what they're not covering, to Eugene's point, that what is that part of America not hearing about in our democracy.
But they're not watching MSNBC, so they're not hearing about it.
At least we'll know what they're hearing.
Beschmutzt. It's a word I'm going to steal from you, Mr. Jarvis. Appreciate it. Eugene Scott, thank you very much. Gentlemen, have a good day. And we will be right back.
Gentle means everything.